What's going on, guys? We're doing another live today. Today, we are actually reviewing the first week of the winter 2026 anime season. I had like 18 animes that I watched over the course of the last week. Um, Wednesday had some, Thursday and Friday actually didn't have any, and then Saturday through today, Tuesday, January 6th. So we're actually going to start with last Wednesday. I figure I just go in order. So we're going to start with Jack of All Trades, Party of None. This was a pretty generic anime for the most part. There was some differences in terms of the main character not necessarily going straight into a party because it gets to the same generic thing of like they get kicked out of this party, they go straight into another one, right? So basically, this one's a little different because he gets hired to become a teacher. So it's a little different, but it's still for the most part pretty generic. I don't even think I really gave it a rating because some of them I was thinking of doing a rating for it. But like this one, I was just like, it's whatever. Like it's pretty stereotypical, but I'll watch it every week. So yeah, the pretty generic for that one. The second one, I don't know if you would consider this season two or if you would consider it one and a half. I don't know what you would consider it as, but there's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless uh new episodes 1 through 5. So basically, this focused a lot on Kaho and her arc, and I really, really like that. Um, it did focus on all of the characters, but Kaho was like I guess the main focus because she wasn't really even much of season one to be honest. So it focused a lot on her. Oh, yo, what's good, Rook? So you only like rom-com, not straight BL. So my thing is like I'm not into BL. Like I don't if you watch it, that's cool, right? But like I'm not the type of person that's like into it. So like I just won't watch it to be honest. Uh oh yeah, happy new year, bro. Yeah, appreciate you joining. So yeah, I was talking about there's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless episodes 1 through 5 for the new half season or whatever it was. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed this one. I think they went super in depth in the characters, and I like how it ended with like Reneko basically choosing both Mai and Aji side. I thought that was pretty interesting. It's not just stereotypical harem, I guess mainly because it's Yuri, like it's all girls. Um, and then we get like the cliffhanger at the end with Satuki, like she sends the text and she's basically saying, why don't you go out with me too? Or, something along those lines. So I actually really enjoy that one. So the next one, Taman's B side. This one, okay, so this one I actually was not going to watch at first because I was just like, it's whatever, it's about a boy band or whatever. Some friends of mine, Quad and Art, some of you may know them. Uh, they were like talking about it a little bit. Mainly Quad was talking about because he watched it, and it's by JC Staff. And so some people were making jokes and stuff about like how the animation for JC Staff they put into this instead of One Punch Man season three. Um, so yeah, it was basically this girl like becomes the maid or house servant or whatever you want to call it for one of the boys from the boy band. And he's actually like a complete 180 of how he acts like when he's on stage. So it was pretty funny, and honestly, when it's 2D, it's very beautiful. When it gets to 3D, the CGI is pretty bad. Like when they're dancing on stage and stuff like that. Not the biggest fan of that, but I think this is one that I will enjoy for every week, and I'm pretty sure it comes out every Wednesday. I don't know if the scheduling may change, and it might be every Thursday, depending. Some of the dates are changing for some of these already. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. So that was pretty much it for Wednesday. Now Saturday, I believe this was the only one Saturday. So Sentenced to Be a Hero. This one had a lot of hype around it. Everybody was talking about it once it was said and done. Like everybody was posting it, reactions, reviews, whatever. I did a reaction and review of it. I thought it was easily a 10 out of 10. It's like an hour-long episode. You get so much in the first episode, and I really like the premise. 3 episodes. Yeah, you basically get 3 episodes in one. So I don't know, man. Like, I feel like because sometimes I'm starting to do like the award thing for like every season. I think this one will probably be my dark horse of the season, just based off the first episode already. Like, I don't know. It's possible that like as it goes, it may flop, but I don't think it will. Honestly, Studio Kai is the studio doing it. They honestly, I don't think really have many animes they're working on. So like if they just put all their attention into this first one, I think it's really, really going to do well. And I'm super excited to see more of it. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be on Saturdays anymore. It's going to be on Thursdays. For some reason, they're waiting. What is it? 10 days? Is that 10 days or 12 days? Something like that. Uh, yeah. So three episodes, about 19 minutes. It was like 58 minutes long. So basically, three episodes in one. And that was something I really enjoyed too. The fact that they gave us like an hour long premiere. I feel like the pacing was great. I think the pacing went really, really well, and the animation was amazing. The music was amazing. So I'm super excited for that to see episode two. But as I was saying for episode two, it's not coming out until the 15th, so it's gonna be on Thursdays. Which actually, for me personally, I do prefer a little bit because Saturdays was already gonna be stacked with my reactions. Thursdays, I just had JJK, so now it's gonna be JJK and Sentenced to Be Hero. So the two of those will be my Thursday reactions, which JJK season 3 starts this Tuesday or Thursday, excuse me. Today's Tuesday. Starts this Thursday. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, that was the only one on Saturday. Next up on Sunday. So there was 5 animes, and two of them actually had 2 episodes each. So we had Kunan. Is it the sorcerer? It's either the sorcerer who can see or can't see. Excuse me, I forget what it is. Basically, he's a blind young boy, and he's like learning magic and stuff like that. And a lot of the comedy throughout the episode to me was not funny. I honestly did not enjoy the comedy other than the maid. I think her name's like Eco or something like that. She was pretty funny because she would joke around about like getting a raise and stuff like that, right? So they themselves looked at the schedule like us and said, "Nah, push this back." Yeah, uh, I'm fine. So that's the thing. I'm fine if we take the time to keep the quality really good, right? I'm interested in this blind boy. Okay, so I take it, Rook, you liked it a lot more than I did because for me personally, I didn't. I gave it like a 6 out of 10, I think, because I think his whole like personality change was like too sudden. I think that was one thing that fell flat to me because, like, he was trying to make jokes and be funny and stuff. He's learning magic, yeah. I so that's the thing, I love magic. I like the fact that he's learning magic, but again, the comedy, I feel like I almost did not laugh, at like, once during the entire episode, or 2 episodes, I should say, 'cause they dropped 2 episodes. But yeah, I think the setup is kind of cool. I do like the premise of it. But in terms it's like typical animation. It's nothing too crazy. The personality is more over in isekai thing. Yeah, so I don't know. To me, it was just like, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I will keep watching it every week, at least for now. But yeah, it was like an okay. The next one, another 2 episodes. Hani Kimi. This is a rom com about a girl who basically goes undercover as a boy into a boys' school. Children shouldn't act like that. Yeah, like I don't know. To me, it was just like off putting the way he acted, and the I forget her name already, but the girl who like they're supposed to have like some political marriage or something like that. Um, I don't know. Like at first, because she was like, I don't like, I'm not looking forward to seeing him again because of their first interactions. He was very quiet and everything. But then, like now with his personality change, all of a sudden she's like, "Oh my gosh, I love him." So I don't know. I think it was like too sudden. Like we didn't see any development between the drastic changes. We just like all of a sudden flipped the switch, and that was something I wasn't the biggest fan of. But for Hanakimi, that's the next one we're going over. Made her bro Phantom piss himself his money at you. Yeah, bro. I don't know. For me, it's like, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it gets better. So back to Hanakimi. Basically, so a girl goes undercover into a boys' school because she has a crush on one of the boys, and she actually becomes his roommate. And the comedy was actually pretty good in this. I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to originally. Sometimes animes with this sort of art style that look like it, I don't really like the way it looks, but honestly, with this one, it actually looked a lot better than I thought originally. The opening and ending is by Yoasobi, so that was another plus to that, and I really enjoyed those. Again, 2 episodes, so I'm glad they did that because this was my favorite one that came out on Sunday. Um, it'll probably be surpassed by Hell's Paradise as my number one on Sundays, but we also have You and I Are Polar Opposites on Sundays, another rom com that looks absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very excited for that one. So yeah, basically this one, I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10 because I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah, I highly recommend that one if you have not seen it yet. Next, Noble Reincarnation. It had a longer title to it, but I was like, whatever. I'll just call it Noble Reincarnation. At first, I would say, actually, not even at first. I would say like 85% of the episode is like your stereotypical reincarnated isekai. They're born as a baby with OP magic powers and stuff like that, right? Although with him, his only OP magic skill is water. I think when he was first born, everything was an F, but then it was an E for water. And it got changed to like E plus S or something like that. And by the end of it, it was like a SSS or some shit like that. The 12-year-old with the demon sword. Yeah. So that was the point I wanted to bring up, bro. 85% of the episode was like, you know, typical stuff. But the other 15%, or maybe even just 10%, was the scene where he had the sword, right? And he cuts off that aristocrat or whatever that guy was. He cuts off his head, and they actually showed it too. That surprised me a lot. Like I think I had my mouth wide open. I was like, "What?" Because I was not expecting that from an anime. Uh, Again, that's like very stereotypical, and it's about a young boy. Like I was not expecting it to have that all of a sudden thing where you just like, boom, here's something gory, right? Just thrown like right in your face. So I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10. I think it was like a stereotypical anime, and I will keep watching it. That's the thing, like, when you have, like, these, we call them, like, isekai slop. I still watch them, and I still enjoy them for the most part. I think they're, enjoyable. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them. So they're kinda somewhere in the middle. I'd say 7 out of 10 is, like, an average rating for that. So after that, we had, like, the torturing one. This one fell completely flat for me. I did not enjoy it at all. I think I gave it, like, a 5 out of 10. Uh, None of the characters connected to me. Sometimes you got to look for the difference. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there will be subtle differences. Yeah, in the isekai. Yeah, there will be subtle differences in the isekai that make each one unique. Like, yeah, for the most part, like I said, like 80, 85%, they're generic, they're stereotypical, they're cliche. But then you have like the small 10, 15, 20% that's like a little bit different for each one. And that's what makes me keep watching them. Like, yeah, you could say like you're just watching the same shit over and over again. For the most part, that is true, but there is subtle differences, like Rook said. So that's one thing that kind of stands out from each one. But back to the torturing one, I did not enjoy this one. Gave it a 5 out of 10. The characters were kind of bland to me. I didn't connect with any of them. Uh, at first, I think I was trying to tell myself that the premise was cool, but then, it got to the point where I'm like, it's not really that cool. Like, it's kind of just whatever. And I just didn't really enjoy it. So I don't know. I may or may not keep watching it. We'll see. All animes like that is just how they hook you with an isekai. Yeah, that's the thing. Like you have a lot of repeated stories, and maybe fantasy and isekais are the most um common genres that have that happening. But like Rook was saying, like you have to look out for the differences. So like there's gonna be things that make it stand out from other ones that are similar to it, but it's not like 100% the same. Like it's not one to one. So the last one on Sunday was Journal with Witch. I actually gave this one. It was either 7 or 8 out of 10. So basically, it's like a very dark and serious drama about. So I thought it was a girl that the main character was, but Amber analyzes manga. Good friend of mine on TikTok. She gave like a rundown of it, and she basically said it was a boy. And I was like, "Okay, so I guess it is a boy," but I thought it was a girl because of the voice. The torture one, I'm waiting for the gore or the torture, but they are making it like a la Food Wars. Yeah, it was like very like their reactions were very similar to Food Wars in a way because like they get turned on by doing the torturing. So yeah, like I don't know. I we'll see if that one gets better for me. But the Journal with Witch one, I did like so nothing crazy happened in the first episode. We found out like the MC's parents were killed, and then she starts living with her aunt, who she's like an editor or publisher or something like that. I like the stats they had. You have to remind me what the stats were because I don't remember what they were. But for Journal with Witch, it was okay. Nothing crazy over the top, but nothing to frown upon either. I think it was pretty good for something that I wasn't super excited for. So that was something that I actually enjoyed a lot more than I thought I would, and I'm definitely gonna keep watching that one every week. So yesterday, 3 animes, and I guess I'll start off with the worst one. This was like, you can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends, and that was basically an ecchi. It's so stupid that it makes me laugh. A lot of people are not gonna watch this. I already know that, and I understand why. But for me personally, I'll probably just watch it to laugh every week. When they introduced a new character, they had his stats. Oh shit! I don't think I caught that, bro. Okay, I have to go back and look at that because I didn't catch that. But yeah, so that one on Mondays, it's basically it's basically like I feel like the purpose of it is for fan service, but for me, it's comedy. It's gonna make me laugh because it's so stupid, but also in a sense, it is romance. So like, yeah, it's a harem. Will it be like the best romance ever? Definitely not. But will it be pretty funny? Yes. In the torture one, and how much said person likes to torture what is okay, yeah, yeah, I remember now. You're right. Yeah, okay, I do remember that. I don't know, just to me, it still didn't click for me, like, the characters didn't feel important or not like, I don't know, I just didn't connect to them in a way. Um, I don't know. I just didn't like it, but we'll see if it gets better after that. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much it for the rom-com one I was just talking about. Excuse me. So we had Wash It All the Way. This one is a very, very slow slice of life, like almost nothing happened sort of thing. But for me personally, I gave it a 9 out of 10 because the vibes you get from this anime are so calming and relaxing and peaceful. Like the animation and art style I thought was like very, very beautiful. And I love the character designs. I think the MC is gorgeous. I think the other woman is very gorgeous. Um, so for me, I love the vibes I got from this, very peaceful, and, the music as well, like, the music was very calming, and I enjoyed that a lot. Now, it was pointed out to me because they did not say her age in the first episode, but it was pointed out to me that she is 22 and the boy is 16. I know that in some parts of the world, 16 is an adult, so I think over there, when they make it, because it's normal over there, it makes sense. But for us here in the US, obviously 18 is adult. So like it can throw some people off. It didn't really throw me off when I found out because I'm like, I still got all these like great vibes from the episode. Like I enjoyed it a lot. So that was something that makes me like want to keep watching it. Again, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really well done. And I'm like super excited to see more of it. Now, again, if it gets too weird, I guess I just my rating will go down. I don't think I'm gonna drop it because again I love it. The one like there was like an old lady, and she was like super adorable and funny. Like she, bro, she was just so like small, and her voice was like really like high pitched. Um, so that was another thing I really enjoyed was like the other characters because the MC's interactions with them are very sweet and innocent. Like when she's on a jog and there's like this old couple walking their dog and she like it was like a pug and she stops and like talks to them and has like very sweet interactions and that was something I enjoyed a lot. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep watching this one every week. And then the last one, MHA Vigilante season 2. A lot of people love it. For me, I don't know if I quite want to say hate, but I really, really disliked most of the episode. Most of the episode was like a lot of stuff that happened in season one where they spent a lot of time focusing on stuff that I just don't care about. And Koichi and Popstep are two characters that I don't really like all that much. Koichi, I don't know, like a lot of people shit on Deku and the way he was in the beginning. I don't like the way Koichi's written. I think that, especially when it comes to fights, bro, he's just like fucking running around and gliding and I don't know. I don't really like his character. You miss the king. King. What do you mean by that, bro? You miss the king. I might be overlooking what you're saying here and not connecting the dots what you're telling me. Uh but yeah, so like for me, Koichi's just whatever. Oh, Knuckle Duster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Knuckle Duster. Like so I've seen mixed stuff on that because I've seen basically he's done, like his arc is over, but I've also seen that he's coming back. So I don't even know which one it is, and I think he was either in the opening or ending. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back, and I hope he comes back because he was the best part of season 1 in my opinion. Aside from also the Stenhall becoming Stain story, I think that was a really written story, and showed us like how he became. Yeah, Knuckle Duster made vigilantes, in my opinion. Like I was saying, not a big fan of Koichi or Popstep. I understand Popstep's whole gimmick, like her whole character is an idol, And I think in a sense, like, that's okay. Like, it's kinda cute, but at the same time, it's like, I don't really wanna focus on that. I don't want to see, especially, like, when they show us stuff with the trigger and things that are, like, very dark and ominous and make for a much better story, in my opinion, but then you go around spending over half the episode focusing on, like, idol stuff, I just don't care. And the new girl we met, the crab girl, a lot of people liked her. I thought she was pretty annoying. Now I understand, like, she was putting on a facade that she's actually an undercover cop. So maybe, like, when she gets into that uh type of mode, that I'll like her a lot more. But for now, I just did not like her character. He's cool, she's cool, but Knuckle Duster is the whole reason for Vigilante to me. I agree, bro. Like, Vigilante, I won't say, I don't know. It's hard to describe it exactly how I mean. Well, basically, Knuckle Duster was the best character from season one. I enjoyed his character a lot. I think probably at least 90% of people would agree with me that Knuckle Duster is the best character. Um, and I don't really like Koichi or Pop Stout. Like I said, like, her being an idol is cute, but, like, at the same time, I don't really care. I want to focus on stuff that's important. I want to focus on the trigger stuff, like finding out more about that. I want to focus on the other heroes from the original series where we get their backstories, like Aizawa and Midnight. I definitely want to see more Midnight on my screen, 100%. Uh, so, because, like, her based off the trailer, bro, like, like, dude, I cannot wait to see what's gonna come with that. But yeah, so Vigilantes for me, it was okay. I think a lot of people liked it a lot more than I did. We already seen Koichi and Imiche, he had his time. Yeah, like, I don't really want to focus on him because, like I was saying earlier, like, he runs away from every fight. And in this type of world where you have heroes with quirks and you have to fight, if you have that's the thing, like, I understand most people have quirks, but, like, the people that become heroes or vigilantes and put themselves out there to fight these villains, you need to freaking fight the villains, bro. Like, don't fucking, like, just come up on a villain and then, like, be scared of it, or, like, I don't know. It's just I just don't really like his character, and I think a lot of people would disagree with me on that, but that's just how I feel about it. So today there was actually seven animes that dropped. There was one I didn't watch because it's a boy love, and like I said in the beginning of the live, I'm not a fan of boy loves. I don't really want to see it, so, like, I'm not gonna watch them. Nothing against people that do watch them. I just don't want to watch them myself. So, overlooking that one, we had, I forget the full title, but I just wrote down Midnight Heart. This was actually like a rom com, and I think it's sort of gonna be like a harem. But honestly, I really enjoyed it. I think it was pretty funny. And we also get some, like, mystery going on with, like, him trying to figure out who this girl is that would basically go, like, live stream and just, like, talk to it was made he said I think he said at one point there was only like two people listening in, and he was one of the people. So, like, basically, he's trying to find who this girl is, like, what she actually looks like, because he only knows her by her voice. So there's four girls that are part of, like, the broadcasting team or something like that. Or I think it was a club they called it, and basically, like, they do the announcements and stuff like that, like, over the intercoms. And he heard one of their voices, and so he, like, starts to put two and two together. Like, one of these has got to be this girl I'm looking for. So you don't like Hisako? We want to see our tap potential. Nah, bro. I'm good on that stuff. But yeah, so this rom-com here, again, I really liked it. I think the character designs are great. I like the art style a lot. It's nothing like, too crazy. It's nothing to go home about, but, like, I still liked it for the most part. I think it's better than, like, your typical art style for, like, some animes. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep watching this one every week, and I'm excited to see what's next for that. So the next one was basically a cute girls in this party, and the MC is a so he used to be human. He got isekai'd into a demon, and he, like, basically falls in love with this girl who's part of the party. She's like the healer in the party, and he lets the other members go by so they can defeat the demon lord because he doesn't even really care about the demon lord. He's just there to be there. He was basically just, like, forced into this position because, again, he was isekai'd. So basically, he confesses his love and she rejects him. But then it turns into a thing of, like, after they defeat the demon lord and they're having, like, a festival or whatever, like, going through the streets, um, he takes off his horn and he becomes, like, part of the Adventurers Guild. And that was something I really enjoyed. I think they had said something about how it takes a month to advance per rank, and he advanced like two or three ranks in the span of a week. So he's kind of like standing out from your typical adventurer. But basically, he sees the healer girl again, and she's like, "Come to my house so we can talk." And she wants him to stop being an adventurer, basically. And so he's kind of just like, I'm not really. He doesn't think he's standing out. He doesn't think he's doing anything over the top to take away from what he is trying to do and basically become, live a normal life. Um, so like her mom comes in the room and she's kind of like testing him to see like how he handles the situation of like marrying her daughter and stuff like that. So honestly, it was pretty funny. The only thing that I did not really care for was I think it looked like a children's coloring book. That's basically how I described it. Um, but yeah, like I don't think that takes away from the premise of it. Like it's actually a pretty cool premise. I do enjoy it a lot, and it's again like it's sort of typical, but also different at the same time. So like Rook was saying earlier, like there's differences that make it stand out. At least in my opinion, I think it's very unique in that regard. So I am gonna watch episode two next week. Next, we had the Samurai Troopers remake. So I never watched the original one. So I did not have any attachment to this one. And while I did not hate it, I also didn't love it. I think it was kind of okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the way it looks. I don't hate the way it looks, but also to me, it was just like too colorful and too bright. Like, I don't know, it's just something about it just kind of threw me off a little bit. And I do have some confusion about some stuff that happened. I asked Quad a couple questions. He was kind of clearing things up for me. But like overall, I just didn't really like it that much. I will keep watching it for now. But yeah, so that was kind of just like an okay episode to me. Next, we had the Darwin incident. This one I had some hype around before it started, but it actually was not as good as I thought it would be. And I also made the very unfortunate decision to watch it in dub. And the dub, I'm never the type of person that's like sub versus dub, but the dub was bad. I really did not like the dub. I did not like the art style too. Like it sort of looked like Monster in the way that they uh proportionalized the characters' noses. Like the noses were fucking huge for no reason at all. And also the way that some of their heads were shaped, I didn't like that either. Like the woman that's basically, I guess, like the adoptive mother of the MC, it didn't look right to me, and so I was just like, I'm not really feeling this as much as I thought I would. I don't hate it, but again, I don't love it. I think it's somewhere in the middle, maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. So, what questions you had with Ronin Warriors? So some of the questions I was asking Quad was basically, the whole thing of like, now forgive me, I'm not gonna remember names, but the red guy who was like a demon, and he came in and was just killing a bunch of people. So like, but then it was revealed he was a samurai trooper. So if he's a samurai trooper, why was he killing people? That was one of the questions I had. And then the other question, which Quad basically answered for me, was like the other guys were basically like imposters, like they weren't the actual samurai troopers. And that reminded me a lot of like basically how the Rangers and Go Go Loser Ranger are, because they're not good guys, like, they're actually bad. So, I don't know, like, I was just kind of, like, thinking stuff like that about it. It wasn't really confusing, I was just, like, trying to, put a couple pieces together. Um, but yeah, back to the Darwin incident, it was just, like, I didn't like it as much as I thought, and from now on, I'm gonna watch it in sub. The dub was not good at all. So we're gonna see, like, how the rest of that goes. The next one was The Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind. This one, you can definitely tell it's targeted for kids, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, like, very cute, very funny. The girl was super adorable, and, like, her interactions with everybody, like, basically so she's a demon, and she's supposed to, like, kill them and, like, do all these, like, evil things, right? But then it's like again, she's, like, 4 or 5 years old, if that. Like, she might be 3, I don't know. I don't even think they said her age, but she's super, super young, and she basically goes around, like, healing people and helping them out and stuff, and I thought that was super cute and adorable, and the comedy, was actually pretty funny. Like, I was actually laughing a couple times during it. So I'm definitely gonna keep watching this one, and they actually released 2 episodes, so episode 3 will be coming out next week. Very last one. To me, this possibly could be the most underrated anime this season. I think it's too early to say that. So I'm not gonna like 100% say, yeah, it will be, but I think it could be. The Case Book of Arn. This one surprised me a lot because it was basically a mystery. So the MC, named Lewis, same name as me, by the way. He had his parents killed by this, like, I think they called it the grave digging vampire, and he was basically going to avenge them and want to make it his mission to solve the case of, like, who this person was. They might be demons, but they still human in Ronin Wars just like they showed. Oh, okay. Like I said, I haven't seen the original, so maybe I'm just not, like, as familiar with it, as you guys are. But yeah, so back to Casebook of Arn. He meets, like, this young boy and young girl, and the young boy is actually a vampire, and he can so, like, the scene towards the end, like, he drinks some blood and he, like, transforms into, like, an adult vampire, which I thought was really, really badass. It reminded me of the case study of Vanitas, which I really enjoyed that show back in, like, 2022 or whenever it was. So I did really like this one. I think, again, could be most underrated. I think it's definitely the best one on Tuesdays, because as far as I know, everything that came out today is what's coming out on Tuesdays. I don't think they're adding anymore, and I kinda hope not because it was already kind of a lot, for one day. So, I guess we're gonna wait and see, next Tuesday for that. But yeah, I did enjoy it a lot, and this would probably be more towards the top of out of the 18 that I watched so far. I think I would put this a little bit higher up in the rankings of the 18 so far. I think number one, if I had to pick one, Sentence to Be Hero would be the top one. Um, which by the way, okay, so Saturdays I kind of glossed over this. Fate Strange Fake. So what they did was basically just reshow episode one, and to me, that I thought that was really stupid because episodes 0 and 1 had been on, Crunchyroll for episode 0 was on there for, like, a year and a half, episode 1 was on there for over a year, and I'm like, we could have watched, anyone that hadn't seen them yet could have just gone on Crunchyroll and watched them themselves, but then they reshow episode 1 when they were saying January 3rd, like, there's yeah, about Fate, yeah. So, January 3rd, they're like, "Yeah, new episode dropping," and it even said, like, "New episode dropping on January 3rd," but then it turned out to just be the same episode, and to me, that I thought that was a stupid decision. Apparently, someone was saying that, like, they didn't that it wasn't given enough screen time apparently the first time around. Yeah, they fooled everyone. I didn't find out till, like, the night before, I think, somewhere around there, and I was just like, "Why?" Like, it makes no sense. Like, why would you not like, I think they should have at least said, "New episodes January 10th." Because that's when episode 2 is dropping, which is the new episode, right? Like, so I think that's what they should have said, but of course, what they said was very misleading, and a lot of people, myself included, were, like, kind of frustrated at the fact because it's like, why would you even tell us January 3rd when it's actually January 10th? Which I'm not, like, overly mad about, like, yeah, I have to wait a week, but at the same time, I watch so many animes, it's enough to hold me over until episode 2 drops, but I am very excited for episode 2, and I will be reacting to it as well. They forgot they aired it. Yeah, that bro, I don't like, whatever made them make that decision, I did not like. But at the same time, it is what it is. I don't really care. Like, I was mad that on Saturday, and that was it. Like, after that, I was like, whatever. Move on to the next anime starting. So yeah, overall, I think the season is off to a great start. Of course, the bigger name animes have not come yet. So like JJK, Frieren, Fire Force, Trigun Stargaze, Hell's Paradise, You and I Are Polar Opposites, Oshinoko. All of those are still yet to come over the next week or whatever. So I'm very excited for all of those, and I again plan on doing this every Tuesday. Kind of just maybe make a short video like I'm doing here, going live, just reviewing all the episodes I watched during that past week, and I want to make this an ongoing thing. So, for those of you that are not watching it live, if you could check it out on my channel, because it goes straight up to my channel, like this video, comment, subscribe, make sure to check it out, see what I have to say about every episode that I watch, because I do watch just about everything that drops. There's a couple here and there that I either won't watch or I might drop if I started. But for the most part, I watch most of the animes per season. It's like 30 to 40 per season that I watch. So yeah, look out for the lives every Tuesday. Look out for the videos if you missed the live on my channel. And that was pretty much all I had to say about each of these animes. So I'll catch you guys in the next live.